I don't know what the hell you were just doing, but now you're watching Custom Offsets TV on YouTube. We got a vehicle spotlight, 2011 Sierra 1500. This is 6-inch lifts, it's 35s. Let's go!
Trucks decked out, rolling through the wood and it flexed out. Rims so big and the windows black, got the knob all lit up, double chromed out stacks. Yeah, we love to get them dirty, but still they so clean. Custom Offsets team stands as the team, we on top of it now. We ain't never gonna fade, so you better get ready for taking over the game.
Okay, we're gonna slow it down a little bit because this truck's got a lot going on. So this is a 2011 Sierra 1500. Now this is the Vortec Max, so it's got the 6.2 liter motor inside. We should probably just show that, Junior. I didn't peek in here ahead of time, but I'm assuming that this is just gonna blow our mind because of all the tornadoes and stuff. Nope, just looks like a giant 5.3. Clean though. The whole truck, and you're gonna see that as we go, the whole truck is just a really clean truck. It's got a lot going on. So we're gonna start with suspension and wheels and tires, and then we'll go through all of the body match paint, and then we'll get into tint and tonneau covers and exhaust and all that stuff. So what he's running, it's a discontinued wheel now, but it used to be pretty popular. It's a MB off-road, and it's the Gunner 6. So it's a 6-spoke wheel that they had. It's a 20 by 10, and it's a -25 offset. And you can see that surprisingly, even though it's a 10 wide -25, it's got a good sized lip on it, especially for being from back in the day. So you can see it's at least 4.5 inches. Obviously chrome wheel. And then on that, he's got a 35-12.5 Mickey Thompson Baja ATZ, the P3s. So you can see he's got plenty of sidewall, and that's because it's a 10 wide wheel on a 12.5 tire, and then of course they're 35s. Now this thing's running the 6-inch rough country suspension lift. What happens when you go with even 10 wides and 35s is you're still going to get into trimming. Now this one also has 1-inch spacers up front and then 1.5 in the back. So by using those sizes, all of the lug studs, all the studs are cut on these, because remember, you have to be at least 1.75 inch to not have to do that. So you'll see for the trimming, this is one that, you know, we did not do. We actually offered to help him clean this up before he leaves. He left the corner of this fender flare on here, so this is hitting. And then for here, they tried to just pound it back without pulling this forward and doing a true NorCal. So it's still hitting all over the place in here and ripping out these rivets and messing with that pretty bad. And then same thing up front. You can see the front is trimmed. Can you see in there okay, Junior, or do we need to get a light?
No, we're good.
I don't want people to yell at us. I'm turning on my cell phone light. We're gonna improvise. So you just hang in there. This will be good because this will slow us down a little bit, Junior, because I don't know where my flashlight is.
You swipe up and click the flashlight.
Really?
Yeah.
We're going to do some iPhone training as soon as we're done with this. So as you can see, there's a trim job done. The lower valence is cut, and then some of the inner liner. Again, it's one that we could definitely help them by cleaning up a little bit. A lot of times, rather than cutting just where it hits, our advice is that you continue. Look at, I hold my finger in front of the light. Would continue a line and then just make it clean, so that's less obvious that it's been messed with. And then I don't know if you could see in here, but to see inside of there, he's hitting all of that metal still because they just tried to smash it back. Sometimes it's best to let the professionals play with that. Let's go to the other side. I want to show you the same or similar problem that arose. I knew you wouldn't see in here, Junior. See, aren't you glad you trained me on flashlight use? So in here, he got in even more trouble because what's happening is they tried to cut this one, but they didn't leave the lip to tuck it up and then screw it. So what happened is the tire's snagging this, and it actually ripped this down. We're going to cut that off of there before he leaves here, or he's going to have all sorts of problems if that snags his tire. Can you see that okay?
Perfect.
And then same thing over here, you can see, you know, if somebody would have just taken some blue tape and made a straight line and come across that, it wouldn't look like a woodchuck ate this inner fender out of there. There's a good chance the tire actually ripped some of that out of there because it looks like it's almost broken out. And the owner just got this truck, so he told me that I could be honest with people about the trimming. So same thing here, they just kind of chewed the corner off of that, but it's still hitting. So it's taking all of the paint to match that he had done off of there. So I guess that'd be the difference between a professional job and just kind of chipping away at it until it fits. Just so you know, I used to do the chip away at it until it fits, so I'm allowed to talk shit about it now. So let's do lighting next. He's got the Anzo, so it's basically an eBay aftermarket light. You can see it's got the accents, and then he's got the projector housing. Odds are they're not very bright, but if you put an LED upgrade in there, it'll work beautifully. Just as far as the bulb anyways. And then you can see on the tails, he did the eBay aftermarket, I don't know, smoked. I don't know what they call them, but this one came like this, so it already had kind of that black cherry look to it. But it looks really clean on the truck. I love the looks of it. And you can see he's got a tonneau cover, just a soft roll-up cover. The backs, he's got 5% tint, and then he did 20%, which would normally match the stock tint, but since he went 5 back there, it's 20% here. And then for the windshield, he's got 30%. So he's definitely got that painted glass look. Got rid of any chance of looking in there. Now let's do paint to match. So some of this, the factory came like this, but I'm going to point out what we're pretty sure was done aftermarket. The grill definitely is aftermarket painted. And then the bumper here would typically be chrome. So this is all aftermarket painted. This would typically be gray or black. That's all aftermarket. Same with the license plate bracket. Fender flares are obviously the pocket style bolt-on, aftermarket, and then painted to match. Aftermarket tow mirrors, painted to match. The window visors, also painted to match. So he had a ton of paint to match work done on it. I should point out he also has the third brake light that's smoked out, that kind of black cherry look to match the tails, which looks really clean. And then in the rear, same thing. So he had the bumper paint to match, the tailgate handle, paint to match. So for exhaust, I don't think Junior will be able to see it. Nope, he's not going to see it. It's behind the frame rail. But what they did was they took where the muffler used to be, they chopped that out, in essence straight piping it, and then just put in a straight piece of exhaust. But they left the factory resonator, so you can see here, the factory resonator is still in there. So you'll hear from the tone of it, it's not that rappy, unfiltered exhaust. But by taking that muffler out, he's getting that growl that he was going for. So it's sort of straight piped with a resonator is how we would describe it. And those, I'm assuming, are the stock running boards. And then, let's go for another walk, Junior. In the rear, you can see suspension-wise, it's got upgraded Pro Comp shocks in the rear. So those he would have bought specific for a 6-inch lifted truck so that you can get rid of the extension brackets and then run a true shock that has the full travel versus trying to just use, you know, the spacers and brackets to run stock or some of the aftermarket even. Did I miss anything, Junior?
I think you got everything.
I'm going to take a peek at my cheat sheet, Junior, just show him something cool on the truck. So in the rear, I only missed one thing. In the rear, he's got 1.5-inch spacers. So if you look down the side of the truck, you're talking a 10 wide, -25 on 35 12.5's are sticking out past those fender flares because he's got 1-inch spacers up front and then 1.5 in the rear. I think I did mention that, but that gives them an idea for the stance and why a 10 wide's out past the fender flares. So this is within about 1 inch of what a 12 wide would fit up on a 35 12.5 if he would have just went 12 wides. His plan is actually to go 12 wides, but he's going to keep the spacers on there. Our recommendation to him was then upgrade the spacers to something like Bora because running the low-cost spacers that are on there is just going to put him at risk for his roll until the wheels fall off kind of situation. So that's a 2011 GMC Sierra 1500 Vortec Max 6.2. Did I miss something?
Did you do windows?
Yep. And it's tinted out. Banker says so. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share. Please share. That's how we get more people to check us out. Peace.